I got my hands on a Hillsdale College booklet and we're going to read it to see their plans. If you don't know, Hillsdale College is kind of like PragerU, except it actually has legitimacy, but it's also a very far-right institution. There are over 6,600,000 readers. The title is Populist Conservatism and Constitutional Order by Kevin D. Roberts, the president of the Heritage Foundation. The top-down, elitist brand of politics that has dominated the United States since the end of the Cold War under Republican and Democratic administrations alike has failed, thanks to the Republican Party. Yes, we are materially richer than we were in 1991. Who's we? Over 78% of the United States population lives paycheck to paycheck. Who is we, motherfucker? And our largest corporations are more profitable. Yeah, that's why the CEO of United Healthcare was pew-pewed. Because you're getting rich out of everyone else. But we are militarily and strategically weaker, physically endangered, and spiritually enervated. Military and strategically weaker, I mean, we were weak on 9/11 and that was under a Republican president. We literally had all the ammunition, all the resources in order to defend our country, yet we failed through inaction. You see, that's a Republican thing. When it matters, inaction is committed. You see, President Bush, Donald Trump. Fiscally endangered, maybe because you don't want to tax the fucking rich, you piece of shit. That's the thing, the Republican solution is to say that they're going to remove taxes, right? So they're not going to tax any class, but how are they going to do that? They're going to do that not by removing money from private entities or the military, but from social welfare. So as a result, you won't get any hardship benefits for when you need it. And then you say, why don't I qualify anymore? Because Republicans fucking cut it because they promised you no taxes, right? So it's an artificial crisis. It's like the potato famine in Ireland. It wasn't a potato famine. It was Great Britain literally manipulating and artificially creating a famine by exporting all of the Irish foods into the mainland and then just leaving them fucking potatoes. So they didn't only have potatoes, Britain was taking all of it. The United States of America is a rich country, but the rich are taking all of it. They're hoarding all of it. Spiritually enervated, I don't remember seeing Jesus Christ or God sign the ratification of the United States Constitution, nor the Bill of Rights, nor any amendments that came afterwards. That's because there is a separation of church and state. Keep your God and your fucking home. That's what a private liberty is. Your God is your God. It's not the public God. It's not the country God. It's not the national God. It's your God for your home. Keep them in your home and don't let them out. Why? Because that is our constitutional protections. Your religion isn't mine. And I don't have to abide by your rules, your religious rules, because that's your book. That's not my book. My book and your book is the United States Constitution, which has a separation of church and state. As a result, public trust in the vaunted institutions that our elites control, political, scientific, journalistic, educational, religious, has evaporated. Yeah, because religion shouldn't be a part of the actual governmental curriculum. Sure, it's protected, but it's not something that should be supreme above any other religion. But I do appreciate that you agree that it is political elites that try to control these sectors. And populism, especially on the conservative right, is on the rise. No, much more like religious lunacy. No, more like white supremacy, Christian nationalism, and anti-American, anti-constitutional audacity. With few exceptions, the left, as we know it today, has rejected populism out of hand. Now first, let's talk about how the left is a big term of generalization. Not everyone on the Democratic or progressive side is on the left. There are liberals and there are progressives. I personally would just identify as progressive because there's policies that I have that may not align with the left, but there's policies that I have that may align with the left, but not the liberal side. So I just really just fuck about with my own political ideology that's progressive in nature. But at the forefront, it is bounded by the boundaries of the United States constitutional foundations. Because at the end of the day, that is the supreme law. So I always thought it was wild when they called Kamala Harris a leftist or Joe Biden a leftist, because any progressive knows that they are not leftist. They are liberal at the bare minimum. And depending on the policy, they can go a little bit much to the right. Embracing instead big government. Now the fascinating thing about fucking Republicans is that they want small government, right? But they only want small government when it comes to business, to corporations. They don't want small government when it comes to our lives. We know that because they don't want to protect trans kids. They want to eliminate LGBT rights. They want to police women's rights. They literally don't want government in the business, but they want government in your home. While on the progressive side, we want balanced regulations in corporations while having limited impact and control of the private home. This is the thing. You can be anti-LGBT, right, in your own private home, your private sphere. That is your right. But your right does not extend to the public sphere. So you cannot go outside and say, hey, I don't feel comfortable with two men kissing. Then go fucking inside. Don't leave your home. You can't be like, I'm gonna vote to remove their right to kiss. If you don't want to see them kiss, go to your fucking home. You have a private right, right? In your home. When you leave your home, you no longer have that right. That's the thing. The right wants to have their little private rights in public. That's not how it works. You know why? Because we have the United States Constitution. Big banks, we don't want big banks. We don't. That's you. You're the one who is against social welfare, but fucking love the corporate welfare that we gave during the recession in 2008. But did we help all the Americans who fucking lost their homes, who fucking lost their life savings? No, because that would be socialism, right? Big Pharma? That's literally a Republican fucking king. That's crazy. Big Labor? Yes. I find it extremely crazy that in California, we get paid breaks, right? But if I move to a different state, I may not get that. It's wild that people live in states where they don't get paid breaks. And this is the thing, the Heritage Foundation and the Republicans want to go back to the 1900s to where the people in Appalachia were paid fake money and were left in extreme poverty throughout generations because the corporations fucking left them when the industry fucking went down. They left them with nothing, and as a result, Appalachia is full of that. Is full of extreme poverty, is full of substance abuse because of that capitalist history of exploitation. Big media and big entertainment, it's 2024, motherfucker. For the most part, today's left is hard at work fortifying the power these institutions wield against the rigors of democratic accountability. It's crazy because the solution to fixing these industries is the administrative state. Yet I know that the Heritage Foundation and the Hillsdale College loves the idea of eliminating the administrative state. So you see this hypocrisy saying that, hey, the Democratic side does not want to regulate these industries. They want them to have all the power and then literally cutting off and rejecting any regulations on these corporations. It's wild. Thus, the only hope for a sustainable, democratically legitimate populist reform movement today is on the right. You are full of shit, you old man motherfucker. American history from the University of Texas, was that Confederate history? This one is great. American conservatism exists to serve the people and the nation through the Constitution. Look at my pinned video. Look at my pinned video on my profile on the courts. This includes defending them against enemies, foreign and domestic. What about Donald Trump, motherfucker? Article 2 violation, which violates Article 6 supremacy clause, motherfucker. And the fact is, elite institutions have become the people's and the nation's enemies. That's wild. They are openly waging culture war on those they serve. They cannot be negotiated with or accommodated. They must be defunded, disbanded, and disempowered. The rewards for doing so, for putting American families first again, will be greater than we can know. Now look at the narratives that they are pushing, yet we are here sitting down like, hey, maybe the Democrats will do something. They're going to do something, but what if they don't? What if they don't? Because they've been mobilizing forever, and we're just over here hoping someone saves us. But we need to mobilize and pressure that movement, because otherwise we're fucked.